Hello, colors. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona technical staff prioritized a new midfielder over Vitor Roque in January after Gavi's injury. We are going to discuss more on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Raphinha as Tottenham Hotspur are pushing to sign him by all means in January. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. The ACL injury that Gavi suffered during Spain's clash against Georgia means that he will no longer play again this season, leaving Barcelona in a bind. The 19-year-old prodigy Gavi has been an irreplaceable member of Xavi's setup at Barcelona, and his injury-enforced absence is set to leave a major hole in the squad for the rest of the season. Indeed, as per Mundo Deportivo's Ferran Martinez, the technical staff at Barcelona is now prioritizing the signing of a new interior midfielder in January over the arrival of young striker Vitor Roque. The ideal scenario for the reigning La Liga champions Barcelona would be to bring in the Brazilian striker and also sign a midfielder. But the reality is that the financial fair play will once again dictate the January markets. Up front, Barcelona believe that the situation is manageable for now, but if in the summer they already wanted a second midfielder, the loss of Gavi makes it even more of a priority. Um, as per RFEF regulations, Barca could sign a player to replace Gavi despite exceeding the salary limit, as long as certain conditions are being met, such as the signing would be until the end of the season and would not exceed 80% of the teenager's net wages at the club. But Barcelona do not want to sign a player just for the sake of signing and want someone who can add quality to the squad. It will now be the job of the technical secretariat to find a profile that can do so and be able to leave their current club in the January window. Sources from the club inform Mundo Deportivo that the important players are playing regularly in the big teams will not be allowed to leave in the middle of the season. As such, Barcelona could target players who are not regulars at their club, are not comfortable, and can press for a departure. Of course, the Gavi injury has brought up countless reports as on how can Barca cope up with the absence of the midfielder. There have been, I think, a lot of contradicting reports, right? We know Vitor Roque has been a priority for Barca to bring in January, but now that Gavi injury came, we have heard in fact, all kind of reports. Of course, the truth is, if Barca bring in Vitor Roque, there is no chance they will bring in another player to replace Gavi. And likewise, if Barca bring in a replacement for Gavi, there is no way they will be able to bring in Vitor Roque due to financial constraints, as we all know. So as it stands right now, this report claims how Barca want to prioritize a new midfielder ahead of Vitor Roque. This contradicts reports of yesterday saying that despite everything, Barca will still bring Vitor Roque and they will do with the players that they have. We have players like Fermin Lopez who can now play more regularly in the absence of Gavi, and some other young stars who are in the Barca B who can also be given a chance. But nonetheless, what will happen, right? It came as a big blow. Barca have been so annoyed with the way things have been handled by the Spain national team and the Spanish Federation, and for them to play Gavi all the time despite the game not even being important again after qualification confirmed. So it is what it is. It have already happened, and we just have to see how we can cope without Gavi. And of course, it's going to be very complicated. Of course, going by the laws that the RAEF, the Spanish Football Federation has, that you can sign a player who is out injured, but there are certain conditions that must be met, as we have already read it out in some few minutes back. Gavi's absence will be very hurtful, but we just have to cope with it, right? We have to cope with it. We just have to see how we can go with it. By the way, talking about the midfielder out there, which midfielder is out there that Barca will go out and sign that have quality? I mean, because if we're going for that kind of qualitative midfielder, we'll need to spend a lot, and Barca don't have that money. We don't have such an amount to spend for a quality midfielder, you know. So, and they are saying that Barca don't want to sign just for the sake of signing. They want somebody who can be a quality replacement for Gavi. But let's see how it goes. It's going to be very complicated, because if that is actually done, then it means Vitor Roque will not be able to make it to Barcelona in January. And of course, that will be another shake-up to the plans that Barca initially had. Then on to the final story of discussion. We are almost approaching the midway point of this season, and one player who continues to struggle at the club is a certain Raphinha. Raphinha has struggled with injuries throughout the season and has scored just 2 times in 11 games. Raphinha's lack of productivity and consistency has made things so difficult for Xavi to form that strong attacking unit in the team. But in what could prove to be a major boost for the club, it appears that Tottenham are still very much interested in acquiring Raphinha's services. This is according to Mundo Deportivo, which suggests that Tottenham have once again set their sights on Raphinha after rolling out a move for a certain Ivan Toney from Brentford. Despite struggles at Barca, Raphinha has a huge clout in Premier League because he has been there before, he has been performing extremely well, he has made a stamp in that league. Spurs for their part require attacking reinforcements in January window. Hence, there is that strong possibility that Raphinha could become their priority for them. It is widely considered that Barca are not in that position to bring Vitor Roque in the January transfer window, primarily due to financial reasons. However, if Barca manage to get rid of Raphinha for a desired price tag in January, it could therefore open the door for them to register Vitor Roque easily at the start of this year. But that would require Tottenham Hotspurs to meet Barca's demands, which is likely to be around 70 million euros. That is all very, very huge for even Tottenham to pay. So the Lily Whites are therefore likely to negotiate that price to a lower one. Just how much Barca are willing to negotiate remains to be seen. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.